Daddy left home when I was 3, didn't leave much for my mom and me, just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now I don't blame him cause he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left he went and made me Sue. Now he must have thought it was quite a joke and it got a lot of laughs from a lot of folks, and it seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd get red, and some guy would laugh and I'd bust his head. I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean, and my fists got hard, my wits got keen. I roamed from town to town to hide my shame. But I made me a vow to the moon and the stars, I'd search those honky-tonks and bars and kill a man and give me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg back in mid-July, and I just hit count and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. They're at an old saloon on a street of mud. They're at a table dealing studs at the dirty, mangy dog that named me Sue. You know, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had. I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood run cold, and I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you're gonna die." Yep, that's what I told him. Then I hit him hard right between the eyes and he went down, but to my surprise he come up with a knife and he cut off a piece of my ear. But I busted a chair right across his teeth and we went through the wall and into the street, kicking and gouging the mud and the blood and the beer. Now I tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. Well, I heard him laugh and then I heard him cuss. He went for his gun, but I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough and if a man's gotta make, he's gotta be tough." I knew I wouldn't be here to help you along. Now I gave you that name and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die, and it's that name that's helped to make you strong. But you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in the gut and the spit in the eye, cause I'm a son of a bitch that named you Sue. Well, what could I do? What could I do? I got all choked up and I threw down my gun and I called him my pa and he called me son, and I come away with a different point of view. You know, I think about him every now and then, and every time I try and every time I win. And you know, if I ever have another boy, I think I'm gonna name him Bill or George or Frank, any damn thing but Sue. I still hate that name.